Doch. Should be started here. Let me check. Yep. Live. Restart. Sure we got everything up and running here. No. Where is it? There we are. We are live there. Check how that's going. Checking. Check how that's going. Alrighty, we should be good. All set and ready here. Adam, what's up? Welcome to the stream, boss man. We've got New York AM session here, rejecting off this breaker on this 5-minute breaker right at this New York AM open. Can hear you. Good morning. Yo, man, dude. What's up, Joshua? Unknown Vic. How's it going, guys? We got a rejection off this 5-minute breaker block here. Alrighty, we are in. Let me get the link to the other folks waiting in the stream. And we are set, guys. New York AM session open here. What do we see happening? We're rejecting off this 5-minute breaker. Honestly, looking for some type of sweep here. We're sweeping the 8 o'clock low. The 9 o'clock is sweeping the 8 o'clock low. Could potentially see a reversal off of this change in state of delivery. And potentially look into some longs for that London high session. So looking for that right now. Is a game plan. All good, bro. Hope you good. Doing well. Vic, Rixie, Arthur, what is up? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Let me just get all the links up and ready. Here we are. There we go. And then I'm going to get here because we have the scheduled where there's 92 waiting. The boss is back. The boss is back. What's up, Leo? How was your vacay? Vacay still on it. It's going fantastic. We're getting a crazy rejection off of this 5-minute breaker here. Rejected off the encroachment. So seeing quite the aggressive move to the downside now. Holy cow. That is definitely what is happening right now, folks. Jeez Louise. You guys know the deal. We are having quite the aggressive open here at 9:30. Alrighty, I mean, holy cow. Seeing this 5-minute breaker here, rejection off this New York AM session. We are now pulling lower, sweeping these London lows now too. So it could potentially look for some type of reversal signature at these London lows. Gonna have these marked out on the chart. We have quite the aggressive open. Good morning, Zicky. Meet your master. Welcome back, boss. Thank you. Leo, what is up? Edward, Carol, hello, Leo. Flitch, Traxilla's, Kilo, what is up? Yoga con Elena, how we doing? Welcome, everybody, to the stream. This is actually an incredible 5-minute open here on this New York 930. We are getting just a absolute slapper lower right now. Holy bejeebers, guys. One could say this is definitely quite the aggressive New York AM session open. That's for sure, right? Yeah, we are definitely getting an aggressive open here. See what happens with this 5-minute closure. See what happens with NQ here. Not interested in any trades, obviously, right now. When we have such an aggressive open like this, it's good to sit back in the saddle and just wait for market to decide where it wants to go. But we are sweeping this London session low right now, which is what I am watching primarily right now. And yeah, we'll just see what happens here. Play a little passive, play a little patient. That's kind of game. Yo, T, what is up, T? Oi, T. T is in here. T is in the house. T trades in the house. You guys know the deal. We have the boy T up in here now. All right, we have about 2 minutes to this 5-minute open here. Let's just see what happens in this. Not interested in anything right now, obviously, as you guys know. When we have such an aggressive open, I'm not interested in taking any positions with this PA. I mean, we did reject off this 5-minute breakers. If I wanted to, I could have entered off that rejection, but obviously I just wasn't given any clear setup, so not interested in that. Never heard of him. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. See what happens. We've got about 45 seconds to this new 5-minute open here. Just letting this 9:30 play out. Whoa. All right, I gotta chill with Nightbot, dude. Let me edit Nightbot. Sorry about that. All caps are completely okay. Sorry about that, boss. I like my all caps, dude. I like some enthusiasm on the stream. What's Nightbot doing over here? Come on, Nightbot. No bueno. No bueno, Nightbot. Cut some slack, man. We'd like the. All right. We don't need you to be a little butt. Asia swipe and yeah, sweep and run. You only enter a trade when there's a sweep, right? Yep, I prefer to enter when there's sweeps. They just yield higher probability. So, chat moderation. How do I turn it off? No, and no. All right, I just deactivated that, so we should be good. We should be able to type in caps and have a good time now on stream. Barely can hear you. Is the audio low for you guys or no? Bot's doing too much. Yeah, I know. Bot is trying to get some extra credit points, and I'm not digging it. The bot does not deserve extra credit points. I will say that much. Alrighty, that's that first 5-minute open here in New York session. I mean, quite the aggressive 5-minute here, just pulling lower, sweeping these London lows now. Seeing this 3-minute here too, just getting quite the aggressive move lower and lower. I can hear audio is fine. Let me increase it a little bit here. Maybe that'll help. Let me check. Here, wait, if I do this. Checking. All right, this should be a little louder. Let me know if this works. Is this working for you guys or no? Audio good? Alrighty, sweet. Just want to make sure. Want to make sure that we're all set and good here. Audio's fine. Audio's good. Sweet. How are we all doing today, though? How's everybody doing today? Yeah, it's perfect. Fine. Andrew, oh my gosh, we got everybody in the stream right now. Holy cow. How is everybody doing today? Yeah, much better. Perfect. Awesome. Just how to get the audio volume changed on the back, because the Yeti, since I've been traveling, it's been switching the input consistently. So, I mean, here we are, quite the aggressive open here. Gold not giving me anything here, rejecting off of this equilibrium, expecting an expansion lower into this 730 low here with gold. As for NASDAQ right now, not interested in anything else myself. Kind of just sitting back in the saddle. Perkins, I heard the med in the background. Yeah, you can probably hear it. Filling the gap. That's exactly what's happening. I mean, gold here, rejecting off this EQ here. In terms of NASDAQ, what are we seeing? Sweep of this London session. We are now also sweeping Asia session low during New York AM, which is pretty insane. Quite the aggressive move here, sweeping this AM session low. Looking to look for some type of a reversal signature. Can we all see my screen, by the way? I don't know why it's not loading on my phone. Just want to make sure that we're good. Are we good? Are we good, chat? Cicadas, yeah, loud and clear. Perfect. Oil, yeah, was just about to check CL actually. So CL right now with crude not super interested in this either. Kind of just in a weird stance with our candlesticks. If I see this hourly reverse, then I'll be interested in looking for an expansion higher. Currently, I am not. NASDAQ now forming that reversal signature that I originally wanted, which is great, wonderful. So here we are getting the signature. I mean, we did get the C2 sweep, which was really nice here. We did sweep that high, form that from that 930. So very nice 330 alignment for the C2 sweep in this New York AM session. And with that 5-minute breaker, that yielded a very good short setup on that 3-minute. Did miss that entry on the 3, but also, once again, right at 930 opens can be a little bit aggressive to trade. So just not really my cup of tea. Which is all good. You guys know the deal. But let's look at this now. All good? Yeah. Everybody's doing good though? Yeah, so there goes Asia sweep here on that 5-minute and that 3-minute. Want to see if we can get some type of signature higher here. As we see quite the aggressive move. So if I did want to see some type of reversal form, I would want to see above the previous 30-minute equilibrium or the hourly EQ. But yeah. With no news, exactly, Harold. That's a good anticipation there for sure. But yeah, ideally would want to see market continue higher here. I'm not very interested in looking into shorts, especially after sweeping both London and Asia session. Really anticipating some type of a move higher now. CL not giving me any crazy signature. GC probably rejecting off the equilibrium. As I mentioned here, we're getting a confirmation. This would have been a good continuation into these shorts. If you look at GC here, if you look at GC, you can enter on the closure of a rejection on EQ with a stop at the candle wick high or a previous high, and then target a 2R on this trade. So this actually would have been a small trade, but would have been a 4-point trade on gold off that short. But as I mentioned again, I am anticipating gold to shoot for these I am expecting gold to shoot for the 730 lows here. So we'll see how that plays out. How did we sleep? Yeah, we swept Asia. Swept Asia pretty aggressively, actually, on that 5 minute. Yeah, Asia ended up sweeping. Oh, we didn't sweep Asia yet? Oh, sorry, I've messed up ICT. My bad, guys. I don't know why these are off. My hours are off. My apologies. Yeah, 8 o'clock is not swept. You are correct. Sorry about that, guys. 8 o'clock has not been swept. I forgot these sessions were a little messed up. Yes, you guys are correct. Sorry about that. We have not swept Asia yet. You guys are very correct. Alrighty. I gotta switch those sessions. It's been a little hectic here, guys, but I apologize. Those are better lows, though. I do like these lows better than those 8 o'clock lows. See, that is true. HRL, yeah. But yeah, honestly, kind of wanting to sit back here. Very aggressive PA to get started. GC is looking like we're going to get some type of an expansion lower here into the 730 low formed. But yeah, as for right now, kind of sitting back, anticipating that we do see a continuation higher here. If we look at this 30-minute signature too, closure below that 30-minute break, we'll see how this first 30 into New York AM session closes below. But yeah. The boy T is in chat. I repeat, the boy T is in the chat. Quite the aggressive move here off this 930 open. Sometimes I don't honestly catch continuations off of OBs. I typically I'll take breaker entries or I'll take equilibrium entries, but I don't know. I just have never really formed OB entries. What time's used for Asia and London? I've got mine a little skewed compared to what you guys probably have on your ICT. I have from the 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and then I have the 9 o'clock up until the 1 o'clock. I should do 8 a.m. to midnight, but I just have it. I just have forgotten to switch around the session, so. I still sense the T talks with you two gentlemen. He about to hit soon. Oof. We'll see. Yeah, T's on the flight right now. Guys, if we get 200 likes on the stream, I'll go fly to T. 200 likes on the stream, I go fly to T. Yeah, YM probably took Asia lows. YM's been on a heater recently. Yeah, YM has absolutely killed Asia lows. Yeah, so I have the 9 o'clock up until 1 o'clock witty. That's exactly what my session is for Asia. So yeah, what are we seeing with NASDAQ now in the 3-minute here? Light retrace back kind of into the equilibrium of the previous 30-minute, and now we're seeing a pull lower back into these 9 o'clock lows. But we'll see what happens here. Honestly, just kind of want to sit back in the saddle, let this play out. You know, there's nothing super intriguing about what we're seeing right now. Tesla had a very wonky opening too. Very good pre-market dump here, which I liked a lot. Now we're kind of trading inside of the range. If I'm looking to take any options trades on Tesla, I do want to see some type of sweep of the external range. So these 445 lows or these 405 highs or these 4 o'clock highs. Yeah. Yep. We are about halfway. This is true. Quite the aggressive hourly here too. I mean, previous two hourlies have yielded a very aggressive bearish move lower. House Saint-Tropez, fantastic. Had a blast with Kane. Kane is the guy. Do you trade EU, sir? I do not. I do not trade EU, no. What do you guys think though? Do I fly to go visit T or no? What are we thinking? 15-minute breaker on NQ, or am I seeing it wrong? Yeah, I haven't actually checked, but we should have that 15. Yep, we do have that 15 breaker on NQ. It's the same with that 5, very similar. Both the 5, there's an alignment on multiple time frames with this breaker on NQ here. So We are just getting a pull lower though. Look at NASDAQ. Yeah, NAS just wants to just rip it lower right now. That's for sure. Jeez Louise. Can you guys hear the cicadas in the background as well? Isn't that nuts? They're everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. All right, well, gonna get a continuation here. It looks like we're going to chase for those official Asia lows on NASDAQ here, those 8 o'clock lows. Thank you for the code. G, what code, Kyle? Yeah, we do have that 15-minute breaker on NQ here. This is quite a nice, I mean, for a longer term, this does actually yield a candle 2 unicorn entry off this 15-minute breaker as well as this 5-minute, but, you know, a little more aggressive. What indicators do you use? I use the T-Trades Fractal model, the breaker blocks with signals, and the Lux Algo ICT kill zones. Yeah, we've got a breaker that formed on multiple different time frames, Rixie. Oh yeah, of course. Anytime, boss man. If you guys are interested in the fractal, just do ! fractal in the chat. And I think there should be a command that comes up. There's an invalidation of that gold trade. As I said, wasn't too big of a fan with this internal range sweep here, but hey, all part of the game, right? Jacob, let me know if you need me to go through those indicators one more time, but that should get the question for the most part. CL here on this 3-minute, kind of a chop fest, bouncing off of this previous 30-minute equilibrium. Not very interested in that. NAS also rejecting off of those 9 o'clock or these 10 o'clock lows that were formed, or 9 o'clock lows, apologies. I typically enter trades post 9:30. I have been trading London session on my own time off stream just because I am in Europe right now, so there is a bit of a time difference. So I've been trading London a decent amount since that's a time frame that's worked well with my schedule. Actually, funny enough, I took these shorts on London here, some quick shorts on London this morning for a nice little 1200. Yeah, if you guys hear anything, by the way, you're probably just hearing the cicadas in the background. They're very loud, but they're awesome. The insect of the south of France. What do you guys think? Do I do a little Facecam Europe stream at some point? What do we think in chat? Facecam Europe stream? Let's do it. Hell yeah. All right, I'll think into it. That'd be sweet. No, just the chart is fine. All right. All right. Southern Europe is awesome. It is a sweet spot. Yeah, so that Friday trade, I'll actually go through this quickly while we wait for PA here. If you guys are wondering, once again, I kind of want to see a sweep of Asia session before looking for some type of reversal signature back into these highs. Got a very aggressive move off this 5 and 15-minute breaker on NASDAQ, so we're seeing an expansion lower. Honestly, I think we expand a lot lower than I'm anticipating. I might be too one-side bias. Currently in Saint-Tropez, meet your master. Hi guys, hey, what's up, Samuel? Welcome. So yeah, let's go through a little Friday stream, Friday session, eh? Shall we? I mean, wait, I actually have a video on it. I just posted a video on it, Vis. Vis, if you actually check my most recent video, you'll see it's not a unicorn model. I trade the C2U, which is a breaker with a fractal. So if you got a bullish fractal, a bullish SIST closure above, and a bullish breaker block on the aligning time frame, I enter above the closure of the breaker and the fractal model for I saw it raised question too for it. Yeah. I trade London when I'm abroad, and then I trade New York when I'm back in the States. Because London session would require me getting up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. my time since I'm based in the West Coast. So I'm not as big of a fan of that. I mean, silver here, there is nothing. Can I analyze silver right now? I mean, on the 3-minute and the 5-minute here, not too big of a fan. Had this sweep, the 730. I'm honestly not interested right now. If you see, we're kind of ranging in between this internal range here that was formed on the 30-minute, right? If we just look at this 30-minute, what are we doing? We're kind of trading inside of the range right now. So honestly, not super interested. Could see a rejection off of this previous off this previous 4-hour EQ and continue lower back into these 6 o'clock lows on Sunday. But at the same time, who really knows right now? I'm just not super interested in silver for this, that's for sure. Correct, Jay Quinn. I used the ICT kill zones indicator. ICT kill zones. Here we're getting our expansion lower on, we are getting this expansion lower as anticipated. It doesn't need, no, it doesn't need any FEG alignment, correct. It just utilizes a breaker and a SysD. Yeah, 22751 is what it's looking like right now. Definitely wants to get an expansion lower. This weekly opening gap here seems to be our price target right now for this trade. So let's just mark this out actually too on the chart. This is our new weekly opening gap here in this green. Honestly, I think we get an expansion here before I'm interested in looking for any trades right now. Nothing today on the charts. Yeah, silver's not looking good right now. Gold's not looking too sharp either. Not too big of a fan of gold. NASDAQ, I mean, ES as well, kind of the same gig here, right? Just getting an expansion lower. Might just be a relatively slow Monday, and that's okay, you know? Can't have them all, guys. Wish we could. Asia low taken. Yeah, Asia low is finally just taken on NASDAQ as well. I get it now. I assume C2 meant C2 rejection and unicorn. Yeah, no, it's just a breaker and fractal. Correct. Yeah, so with, I mean, standard deviation is a good way to find. I mean, it's the same thing if you have knowledge on Fibonacci, but the simple way to describe it is most trades typically with the fractal form at that -2 to -2.5 standard deviation. That's where you'll see price lie before you have some type of a disruption of price. But typically -2 to -2.5 standard deviation, you'll see steady movement of price into that direction. And then, you know, let's say -2, -2.5 standard deviation aligns with a 2R, then you can also target a -4 to -4.5 standard deviation that you then put, you know, a runner contract on after we've already met the previous standard deviation. Do you stream any day this week? I'm planning on doing a Monday, Wednesday, or a Monday and Friday stream. We'll see though. Red folder week NFP, you know it. Asia low taken, yep, there's that Asia low taken, and now we are finally seeing some type of rejection higher. That's that Asia low here. Would love to see a reversal signature. This does create a change in state of delivery. So the game plan for myself here, if we do see an expansion higher, would be a closure above this change in state of delivery with a long position off the closure, my stop at the base of that change in state, and then targeting some type of 2R on this trade, which would take me back up to above those New York AM session highs and above this breaker. Yeah, it needs... Yeah, I trade the initial reversal veil because I also trade the candle to unicorn. So you also use CFDs or futures, primarily just futures, correct? Gold very easy, 3-4 minute IFEG long. Let's beat that out, right? I mean, yeah, just not super interested in the previous candlestick, still trading inside of the range. If you wanted to, could have taken a continuation off this EQ. We formed a fractal, invalidated the fractal. So this just isn't a clean setup in my eyes here, right? We wick, reject above the EQ, but this just didn't create any aggressive long signature, especially since we were sweeping inside of the range. Do you not wait for 10 a.m. to sweep? Sometimes I do, but if a good setup forms at that 9:30 sweep with a candle to unicorn, I'll trade that or the fractal. My time frame alignment is the 1 minute 15, 3 minute 30, 5 minute hourly. Those are the main ones I look at. Bank holiday Friday as well, correct? We also have, I mean, July 4th, right? So I have T-Trades fractals. Yours different. Mine's exactly the same. I just have a couple of different settings on it changed here. TTFM Pro. I do, so like right now, for instance, since we don't have a setup forming, I'm probably going to wait until the 10 a.m. to form before I take an entry. Just because obviously next to that new 4-hour open is going to be more aggressive PA. So I'll probably wait for that to see what we can do. Yeah, so not on Friday. I'll probably do a stream on Thursday then. I have T-Trades Fractal. Is yours different? No. Where are you from, brother? I'm from California. Slowed Swim, did that answer your question with that alignment though? I definitely do, Scary. If you're interested in learning the Fractal, T-Trades Fractal is his service is super, super solid to learn how to trade Fractal. It's from start to finish. You'll learn the basics and fundamentals of the Fractal model. Guys, I need to get a haircut soon. Holy cow. So yeah, the things I'm interested in right now would be a closure above this change in state of delivery. You trade Asia session? I don't. Sometimes I do. If I'm West Coast, I'll trade Asia, like the start of the Asia session, but most of the time I just catch myself trading New York. My rule of thumb is Europe, I trade London and New York Open. West Coast, I'll trade Asia or New York Open, but not London. Yes, 1 minute breaker entry. Yeah, yes, probably. Let's peep. Yes, I just don't typically like trading the 1 minute. Just it has a lot of noise in my eyes. But you are right. We do have. See, 1 minute causes too much noise. Like midnight, it's rough. Yeah, I will trade midnight sometimes. Yes. Alrighty, I'm watching for a closure here on this 5 minute change in state of delivery here on NASDAQ. We get a closure above this, and I'm entering in on some longs back into this New York AM session high. 930 went lower because we rejected heavily off of a 5 minute and a 15 minute breaker here. So right at this 930 open, we saw a massive rejection. We formed a C2 sweep into a short signature with the fractal, got a closure below which signaled shorts, and a rejection off the encroachment of this 15 minute breaker. So gave us a lot of aligning confluence, or a lot of bearish aligning confluence for a bearish perspective. So that's what we are watching for now. 5 minute SIST is a change in state of delivery. So it's a move that can basically help you detect when you are going to get reversal signatures, or sometimes continuation, but most of the time reversal. So the simple way to describe a change in state of delivery is you look for higher time frame candle sweeps, you look for previous hourlies or new lows that were formed. If we see the move here, so exactly here, we see this 2 candle body down closure that swept both that Asia low and also this 9 o'clock low here. I want to see with this new low formed, if we want to break a structure into some reversal. If we want to break a structure, how do you switch a structure, right? So let me actually draw this out for you guys really quick here. If I want to switch a structure from a downtrend into an uptrend, what do we have to do to switch a structure? We have to close above a previous lower high. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So if we want to create a break of structure, break of market structure, we want to see a closure above and then get an expansion for the bullish direction. So the change in state of delivery basically helps you identify where that break of market structure might be. And so here in this example, we're getting lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And now if we want to break the structure, if we get a closure above this change in state of delivery, this will signal us into a long signature just off of the fractal model. And this works on multiple different time frames. Does that make sense? Minute 1 is the worst. Minute 1 is way too much noise. C2 stands for candle 2. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, candle 4. Or in the new move, candle 1, candle 2. C2 means candle 2, C3 means candle 3, C4 means candle 4. Let's check that 1 minute, that 1 hour fair value. We are correct. It's a good point. We are in between this 1 hour fair value. That's why it's nice to talk to chat sometimes. You see these. We are inside of this 1 hour fair value here too. See what happens. If we can get a closure above this SIST, I'm going to be interested in looking for some potential longs. Copy. Yes, sir. You guys do enjoy the stream though. Feel free to like the stream. How can you count candles without indicator? It's just 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. 10 o'clock forms, you remove the 6 o'clock and you go, or you remove the 5 o'clock and you move into the next 4 candles, right? 11 o'clock forms, remove the last hourly, and then there you go. It's kind of like a rinse and repeat. It's like playing dominoes. SMT is great, and I do find myself trading with SMT, not all the time though, to be completely honest. Like if we look at this as an example, we do have SMTs at the low between NASDAQ and ES, right? We have SMT that formed here on the 5-minute from this 945 to 950 candle. So SMT is something I will look at, not all the time, to be completely honest with you guys, since the type of model I trade doesn't depend on SMT to form for some type of signature, but I will actively look for SMT. What asset? Please explain. Alexander, I have a bunch of videos on the Fractal on the page, so I would highly recommend checking those out, or also checking out the T Trades course, because T is the GOAT at the Fractal. He is the man behind the math, the man behind all the legendary stuff. What assets do I trade? NASDAQ, ES, rarely YM, GC, silver, and then I'll do options trading. So here we are, guys. We are now forming this 5-minute signature above the change in state. So if we get a 5-minute closure above this SIST, I'll be interested in looking to long potential into these New York AM session highs. Which page? Just look at my page and you'll see it. Just look at my it's just automatically doing everything for me. 15-minute fractal form, 1-minute SIST. Yep. 1 minute's a little too much noise, so I want that 5-minute confirmation if I don't want to get stopped. That's just my personal take. I don't like trading the 1 minute as much. I think there's a little too much noise. 1 minute can be great, but I'm not as interested in it. I want to see a candle body closure above the SIST. So we actually might get my long signature here. So here we have SMT at the lows. We also formed a 5-minute change in state of delivery, closure above this, and I'm interested in looking for these 2-hour longs. I would say so, Slowed. I would say so. Which indicator do you use? I use the Fractal, the Breaker by Luxago ICT Kill Zone. Honestly, no veil. Higher time frame is great, but I'm not. I mean, a lot of the times when I'm catching this 2R, as long as I can find SIST and a breaker, an SMT, I'm a happy trader. How do you dismiss the higher time frame fractal model shorts in case 4-hour, 15-minute short? I mean, if I'm looking, it depends on if I'm looking for short-term retracement or looking for larger moves. Like we haven't attacked the new weekly opening gap yet, so now I'm looking to see, okay, well, where can potentially market lie, right? And right now, we formed SMT at the lows with NASDAQ and ES. NASDAQ is clearly leading the move here. ES is a little indecisive. So ideally in this situation, what I would like to see is a closure above this change in state of delivery and the previous hourly equilibrium, which is this dotted line on my screen here. So if we see this EQ here form a closure above, then I could potentially be interested in looking for longs. Gold here as well. Decent long signature finally formed with that C2. Just wasn't super interested in that setup. So I'm happy I didn't trade that because I was not confident with it. Let's see how CL is playing well. CL, just a nightmare. Yeah, we are rejecting off the 1-hour FEG. Yassine, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just want to make sure audio and everything is good as well for all of you. Do you take 2-to-1 usually? I always shoot for 2-to-1. I always shoot for 2-to-1. Always, always, always. You do need a strong stomach for CL. This is not worth it. I mean, it's respecting the EQ, the 30-minute EQ, but oh boy, I am not interested in that by any means. I'm definitely not interested in that. Yeah, ES here is lagging pretty heavily. We can see here ES is just wicking a lot. We're also a lot further from that hourly EQ, and Q is pretty close to this hourly EQ. So if we see a closure above this 5-minute change in state of delivery and a closure above this EQ, I'll be interested in looking for those longs. Chat, can I stick with one pair? Absolutely. If you can really hone in on one pair, you absolutely can. Good morning, Leah. How are your travels? Stay safe, brother. Alicio, good seeing you, boss. Welcome back to the stream. Audio perfect. Awesome. Yeah, travels have been great. Honestly, great experience. Hoping to visit the boy T soon. Saw Kane in Saint-Tropez with the goat, and hoping to see T here pretty soon. I'm 21, almost 22. End of this month, I'm going to be 22. I'm a youngin'. Can you show us the indicators? I'll go through that. I'm using the breaker, Lux Algo ICT, and the T-Trade Fractal Model Pro. I am Alexander. I am. That is my full-time job, is trading. I am indeed a full-time trader. Chat, you guys have to see the view, though. This is insane. The view is reasonably insane. Oh, well, the SIST didn't form yet because the fractal model hasn't picked up on it yet. I just manually marked out the SIST myself. So we see here, ES is showcasing that clearly it just wanted to retrace into the 940 EQ here, and it's now rejecting lower. But I still want to see this closure above SIST. I am in Saint-Tropez, Ryan. At this point, would you want to see 6 a.m. 4-hour candle? Yeah, I mean, we have the 10 o'clock open, right? And 10 o'clock was also not super aggressive. So I would like to see a 10 a.m. expansion higher. Why? Where you at? I am still in Saint-Tropez until the 3rd of July. Breaker block settings here. I'll just go through these quickly. You can just replay the stream. That's all I have. Literally all I have. Keep it very simple. So I am not in longs, no. Do I ever trade AM's continuation model? I don't. I typically, if I trade continuation, I trade just purely equilibrium. I have a very, very simple continuation. I look at equilibrium and I'll take the 5 or 15-minute close as my stop, or a couple points below the EQ if you have an aggressive move above it. And I trade the EQ for a 2 to 1 R. Keep it very, very simple. I trade on Top Step. Yes, I trade on Top Step, and I also do trade with Tradeovate because I just got 5 Tradeify accounts, which I'm now working on because I have 10 Apex, 5 Top Step, and now I'm working on 5 Tradeify. How is the meeting with Kane? Kane, it was awesome. Kane is like genuinely my goat, dude. I love Kane with my entire heart. He is one of the you guys don't realize, like, Kane has to be one of the Kane and T, but I'm talking about Kane here. Kane is one of the nicest people I have ever met. He is seriously one of the nicest people I have ever met. He is so caring. He is such a kind guy. He's also fucking sexy, rich, and awesome. He's just a great person to be around. Like, I think I've hung out with him a couple times now. Every single time I've seen him, I've never left hanging out with Kane being like, damn, I'm glad it's over. I'm like, fuck, I wish I had more time with that guy. He is awesome. I do trade full time. Yes. Kane is fucking awesome. I genuinely love that man so much. I do trade full time. Correct. Alrighty, here we're getting this move. We retraced a bit. And now we're getting a pull back above the SIST. If I can get a pull above the SIST and this EQ, I'm interested in looking for some potential longs. The ideal setup would be this, right? Oh yeah, Kane, of course, right? Marry him, dude. I might just fucking marry Kane, dude. Kane is so sexy, man. Kane is so sexy, dude. You guys are so funny. Holy shit. Pause. Hold up. Yo. I can compliment my boys. I can compliment my boys. Full homo for Kane, dude. And Tebow. You don't understand. Yeah, 1 hour gap is holding. That 1 hour fair value is holding very well here. We're rejecting nice off of it. So it's has me questioning these longs a little bit here, but we'll see. No, my stop loss would be at the lows. Sorry, I just moved it up. My stop loss would be at the lows of the change in state of delivery, which would be this. This would be my given stop if I were to trade that. Targeted 2R. Extra pause. Oh my god, you guys are funny. I love that he is. Kane is James Bond. He's the English James Bond. Stop would be on the low. Stop would definitely be on the low. I just dragged it, so I forgot to change it up. So yeah, currently still in no positions. Just keeping her classy right now, to be so frank. You know? Nothing super crazy going on here, but we're working through it. I feel like I'm in a bad relationship with NASDAQ right now. That sounds very weird, by the way. What sounds weird? No, I was just saying, Kane's the GOAT, that's all. I know James Bond is English, but I meant to say like the... Alright, you're right. You got me there. You got me there, MC. He is English, you're right. Because I mean, who's played James Bond, right? We've had like an Irish actor, an Australian actor, and like a Welshman, right? So, all right, this is the type of movement I want to see on NASDAQ here. I'm very interested in looking for some potential longs here. SMT's at the low. I'm very interested here. Yeah, this is the type of movement I want to see. So I'm going to watch for this closure here. Let's see if we get a 3-minute closure first, actually. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a 3-minute SIST entry here. So I'm actually going to enter off this 3-minute SIST. Alrighty. And I am... Bang. Alrighty. There we go. Alrighty, there we go. That's the formation of that 3-minute SIST that I wanted here, and we got a closure above that hourly EQ. So this is kind of exactly what I was looking for here with this original long position. So this is nice. SMT at the lows with ES, SIST here. So I am a big fan of what I'm seeing. I actually am curious to see if I can mark out. Let's see this 930. Oof, quite the aggressive 930. That's for sure. Till the 10 o'clock. Okay. That's the EQ. Could put my stop at the EQ if I wanted, but I mean it is only that's a 51-point stop. It's relatively aggressive. So bad relationship with NQ, but fiery relationship with Kane is so funny. What do you do when your stop loss gets too big? I sometimes put my stop loss, which I was just about to do, a couple points below the equilibrium, or I look for potential breakers. But here I'm honestly just gonna. I'm in medium size, so I'm in the full 50-point stop. This big 15-minute fair value gap, not super. I mean, we pulled into the encroachment. We're rejecting off the encroachment, but I'm expecting some type of move higher here unless we respect the full EQ of the hourly, but we'll see. We will see. Off this 3-minute here, we are rejecting heavily off of that. Ta-da-da. Good, that's good. I think that's a great thing for you to do, Val. Yeah, you do the equilibrium of the previous candle. So if I'm using 3-minute, 30-minute alignment, I'll use the 9:30 to 10 o'clock EQ as a potential stop zone. Because if we retrace lower than the EQ or we close below the EQ of the previous candle, we can anticipate that it was an expansion, retrace into the EQ, and now we're going to get a delivery lower. But if we respect the equilibrium of the previous 30-minute or hourly candle, depending on the time frame alignment that you're on, then we can see a continuation. Yeah, 5-minute closure of this EQ would be great, which we just got that 5-minute close. ES might have even been slightly better with this entry. Actually, no. I like NQ here. I'm a fan of NQ with this entry. Thanks. Yeah, of course. Anytime. How long have you been trading for, and since then you've been profitable? Well, a lot of you might not know this. I was a full-time options trader before I transitioned to futures intraday. So I do futures intraday and options swings now. That's like my whole gig. But I've been trading since January 7th of 2019. And then took me about 2 years to become profitable with options, and then transition to futures. Now it's A+ setup. Yep, I'm more of a fan of this setup. I'm a big fan of this setup here. If we can get above this hourly fair value too, I'll be a happy camper. If we can get back above this hourly FVG, then we can expect retrace into this fair value, expansion higher. And I'll be a big fan of this setup, right? But if we get invalidated, we get invalidated. That's the reality. I trade on E-Trade and Webull, Vale. We did get the 5-minute closure on ES. Oh, not on the hourly, you're right. We actually didn't get that. A little worrisome, but NASDAQ did give me the entry signature I was looking for, so I'm in it. Can't do nothing now. I'm in the trade. Summarize it. We saw sweep of Asia session low and London low. New York AM had an aggressive move, formed a C2. What did we see once we swept Asia? We created a change in state of delivery, as well as SMT at the lows between NASDAQ and ES. With this SMT paired with this change in state, closure above the change in state gives me an entry signature with my stop at the change in state of delivery lows. Classic fractal entry. And that is what we are doing right now. That is currently the gist. If you guys haven't already, by the way, we have 425 of us in the stream. If you have not, feel free to like the stream. E-Trade is just the platform I first started on, because when I started options, I was doing custodial account trading options. So I just got really familiar with E-Trade. I just like it. It's been around for years. It's a great platform, great interface. Not as easy as Webull, but I really do enjoy it. Stream's blown up, 425 of us, pretty insane. Still in this trade, by the way. ES did not close above the 5-minute. Stream's blowing up. It's actually insane. This is relatively insane, I will say. C2 is only valid if it closes above the previous candle low, right? Correct. I'm in on the 5. My subscription ended with the lab on Friday. We'll be back. All right. The lab is awesome. I think you guys will very much enjoy that. You guys can see everything. Want to make sure the interface is good here too. Let me see. Yeah, looks like we are set and ready. Let's see if I can move this a little bit here. Get this like set. There we go. Wait. Let's get that even split. Bang. Lock that in place. Lock this in place. And we are golden, pony boy. Alrighty. Well, I'm not getting the anticipated movement I wanted. And I will be trading more. Sorry, let me finish what I was going to say. If we can get a closure above this hour fair value gap and ES can get a closure above this 5-minute EQ with the hour time frame alignment, like a closure above this 5-minute, then we can anticipate a move back to this 5-minute and 15-minute breaker. If not, we could be invalidated on this trade setup, but the entry model that I typically trade did form, so I am indeed in the trade. Nothing I can do about it now, just have to trust the model. Right? We'll see if it becomes the 60, 65% win rate. I will be trading live more often, correct. You'll catch me doing about 3 lives a week from now on. Hey, Kilo, yeah, you've been here since the very beginning, Kilo. It's very cool to see. I really appreciate your ongoing support. Thank you so much. And sadly, though, I do have to hop off at 4:30 for the stream. I will be hopping off at around 4:30 just because I do have to catch a call. So I will be ending the stream a little early, but I will be posting on Twitter the setup, whether or not the trade works out, yes or no. So we'll be looking at that, so stay tuned. They will be set days. I'm probably going to do streams Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays in the lab. Or YouTube Monday, Wednesday, lab, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Fridays off. You keeping the stop at the lows still? I personally am. This might be a big invalidation though. They are indeed at the lows. I'm just sticking with it, you know. Gold might be trying along above that EQ, correct? Do you want to watch on? I see. I should be using ES more, or YM. I just don't use YM as much for SMT. Yeah, ES here is very much so leading this bearish move now. It looks like the rejection off the hourly EQ. ES had that reject and is just respecting it. So NASDAQ is now following. So high chance we get stopped from this trade, and that's just the reality for today, right? And that is all good. That happens, right? Can't complain. I should have looked at that C2 short from this New York AM session open. A much tighter stop is like a 15-point stop into those shorts. But hey, you know, it's all part of the game, guys. We can't win every trade. Not all the time. New York AM session played out a nice 2R with a 17-point stop. So if we get stopped here, we do, and that's just the reality for today. But you know, this is why we trade, right? This is the reality of the game. Yeah, it looks like we're really respecting this EQ, so it was just a retrace into that hourly EQ on ES before having an expansion lower. So kind of what I had said earlier too, probably should have watched that a little bit. Yeah, we were also close to Friday highs, which is true, but I mean, hey, we mostly are also seeing just a rejection off that hourly and 30-minute EQ, which is causing us to reject quite heavily here, right? We got a very light closure above and no expansion higher, so now we're just seeing a rejection above that EQ, or rejection back from that EQ. So we'll see. ES did sweep New York AM session lows again, so if we get a bullish signature on ES, we can expect an expansion, but that's why my stops are still at the lows, right? Mondays aren't always the easiest to trade, and that's okay. But I'm not even going to make excuses, guys. I took the trade entry. I think a couple things to note for future trades for myself. We had this hour fair value gap that formed, which we were actually still respecting. So we retraced into the encroachment, the 50% marker of this fair value. We also had some aligning bearish confluences at on the way up to my 2R on this trade. So now we'll just see if this trade plays out. And if it doesn't, I have a good idea as to where I messed up for this trade, and we just move on to the next, right? That is just the reality. I'm going to try and stream a lot more bank, about 3 to 4 days a week. Create a nicer SMT, though, to be fair. Yeah, there was a nice SMT. This is a very good SMT now with NAS and ES. So if ES could actually form a bullish signature and we somehow get validated, this would be bread and butter. But hey, once again, guys, all part of the game, right? We can't complain. We cannot complain. And if you guys haven't already, by the way, feel free to like the stream. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I know this might not be the best start to a Monday or the best first impression for a lot of you, but I am telling you, you know, we're here, we're trading live. And for those of you that have been around me for a while, what have you guys noticed? Have you been enjoying my streams? Have you guys been enjoying the streams? Have they been quality? Just for those, you know, those who have been around for a bit, because I think it's good for other people to hear about these streams. Any interest in long GC? GC was one I was looking at for those longs, but I'm just not. I'm already in one trade, so I'm focused on this NASDAQ trade. SMT save our souls. So meet your master, it depends, right? There's still a chance this trade gets validated, but you know, also it's not looking too good here. Most of the time I just trust the system, right? I let it play out to a loser or not. That's just the reality. I am a big fan of just letting my trades play out fully, because it's honestly a better learning curve for myself too. If I sell too early and the trade ends up working, then I'm sad that I didn't just trust the model. And if I get stopped out fully, it becomes a learning curve for myself. That's what I've noticed. Yes, it's one of my first, and you have a nice chart. Awesome. Love your streams. Streams are top notch. Great, good. Best streams from the boys in the lab. Very, very good. Audio much better. Vibes much better. Early streams were amateurs. Thank you, Jibber. 10-4 boss. Hell yeah. Every time I'm learning something. Heck yeah. Boring. Love you, Ziki. No joking, you know your model well. Yeah, I mean, you know, I stay true to my model, right? And so if I get stopped, it's reality, guys. But this is why we have risk management. We have risk management so we're able to differentiate these trades, take these trades when the model forms. And if we get invalidated or we get stopped out, well, I know that I'm a great fucking trader. So if I don't make it this time, I make it on the next one. And so be it, you know? That's the reality. Stoke, I appreciate that. Thanks for all the nice comments, guys. I appreciate it. Mr. Serena, thank you for the lab. It's from the lab. Streams and general information have been brilliant, very clear and concise, and above all, very informative. Thank you, Jester Krista. I appreciate it. Best stream from the lab. Damn, you guys are glazing me up here. Jeez Louise. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Seriously, it means a lot. We'll see if this SMT saves us, right? But hey, I know the type of trader I am, and I can accept these losses. We've built out the consistency to be able to take losses in the case that this trade does become a loss, and I'm just sticking with it. Right? It is still not a loser yet. This is true. What's your model? I trade primarily Fractal and Candle to Unicorn, C2U. Ever use standard deviations for TP partials? Sometimes, not often, Miha, I'm going to be honest. I typically just use standard deviations for my TPs. And sometimes partials if I have a very wide TP. Better than ICT 10 out of 10? That's a bold comment. I love your chill 3-minute TF streams. Meanwhile, I'm under constant stress at the 1-minute time frame. Yeah, I just let the 3-minute play out. How many trades do you take on average? Yep, I'm just getting off. Perfect. Alrighty, guys. Gonna have to get off here. We have to share the Wi-Fi here. So I'm hopping off, guys. But if you guys haven't already, I'm gonna update Twitter for this stream. So if you guys have not already, like and subscribe for more streams like this. I will be on some more here. Apologies about the abrupt stop here, but I'm going to hop off now. I'll update Twitter on how this trade plays out. I'm still in my full contract position, so average per risk, average per trade, I'll do anywhere from about 400 to 700. Sometimes on my personal, I'll do anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000. Alrighty, guys. I take about 1 to 2 trades a day, so multiply that by 5, about 8 to 10. Alrighty, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys in the very next stream. Just have to make sure we save Wi-Fi for everybody else. I'll update on Twitter, so if you guys haven't already, link in description. Check out my Twitter and my Instagram. I'll be posting how this trade plays out, if it does, on my stream and on the social media. Thank you all so much for the continued support on these streams. I love every single one of you so much, and I will catch you all very, very soon for yet again another stream. Thank you all so much. We'll catch you on the very next stream. Bye now. And yes, I still am in the trade, everybody. I'm in full size. I have not taken anything off in this position yet. Love you all so much. Like and subscribe. Catch you all in the very next stream. Check the links in my description if you guys want any updates on anything else.